Hello, Year Fives. Friday, once again, and we're on to our extend and deepen of our reading. So, as we know, we're making plausible inferences based on what you've read. So I think this because, and that is what you do for this one. I can find evidence to support it. Here is why I think this. And you need that. If you've ever got an idea, you need to say why. If you've got an opinion, you need to say why. It's a life skill as well as a reading skill. So, we've got Raiders by Lynn Benton, and I've put it on the slides for you. It looks like a lot, but it's actually it's just because I couldn't fit it um, on one slide at a time. So it looks like a lot, but I have to. Oops, there you go. There's not. Give it a read. I'm not going to read it to you because personally, I think the vocabulary being used is relatively okay for everyone. Okay, if you're not sure with something, do grab an adult. But I do think this text is perfectly fine for us to read on our own. It might be the odd word, but I think we should be okay. Also, it's extended deepen, where it's a lot more independent. So I'm just going to go straight away, diving in. Number one, don't forget you can type your work in here again. Number one, why is it only women and children who are huddled together during the battle? Now this is somewhere around here, I believe. Eee. Uh, there we go. Look after your mother and sister. The noise is deafening now. Here we go. I turn and see the other women and children huddled at the fence, away from the fight. Well, that might require a bit of prior knowledge, a bit of understanding of history. But as we know, the women and children they're always seen in history as the more vulnerable people. Take the women. Save the women and children first. So, how to answer that question? Um, I think it's because, oops, all the men are fighting the Vikings. And you could also add in history, women were hardly ever seen as strong. Women weren't seen as strong and needed protecting. That's a bit of a long answer, but I think I'm showing you two different ways you can answer it. You could be very literal, well, all the men are fighting, but then you think, actually, have you answered why? That's actually just telling me what the men are doing. So really, it's probably more this part of the answer. So you actually need a bit of history knowledge there, okay? And you need that sometimes. When you read a text, sometimes you do need prior knowledge. Question number two. Uh, oh, here we go. This is a good one. Copy the line where you first realise the character is in danger. Um, so, we'll start at the start. It's a cool and dark night, but I forgot. When I reach the high ground overlooking the river, I look down. Then I freeze. Now, that could be a point to think it's there. Does it mean it's in danger? Maybe not. You could freeze and go and investigate something. So I'm going to say it's not there. I'm going to say water without a second. My mouth goes dry. It's almost too terrible to move. But some instinct warns me. I think it's this bit here. My mouth goes dry. I'm too terrified to move. I think it's that one there. So I think number two, probably a bit of retrieval there. I would go with there. Be interested to see where you think is where you first find out, well, where it is that you find that the character is in danger. Number three, do you think Elfrida is younger or older than the character? Now, Elfrida is his sister, isn't it? So, Mother and Elfrida are in the hut. Mother is looking desperately worried, but Elfrida's eyes are sparkling with excitement. I want to join in, she says. Oh, Elfrida, I say, exasperated as I hurry them out of the hut. Elfrida sees what's happening, hears all the shouting and fearful clashes. She picks up a stout stick. So she picks up a small stick and is as ready with the others as she bravely. Don't worry about us, Edric. I'll look after Mother and the other children. Now, I won't give out without a fight. I can't picture that being somebody younger. Personally, I think, I think she's an older sister. She's simply not fighting because she's a woman, because she's a girl. So, I think this one here, I think that it's how she reacts. It's the way she's speaking that tells you that she's probably older. So I would put, I think she's older because, there he is, there's the because she wants to fight, uh, and says she will protect the women and children. And I don't know, I just get an impression, and that's the thing sometimes. Sometimes there's not a lot of evidence. Sometimes, as long as you put why you think it. So I get the impression because she's saying she's going to protect the children and her mother. That just fills me with an idea that she's older. I'm picturing this older girl, maybe a teenager. I might be completely wrong, but because I put because, and this is in the text, can't argue with it really. Okay, unless there's other evidence somewhere else. Um, question number, not 5, number 4. The text doesn't have much description, and the sentences are mostly I or then, followed by what happens. I don't know about you, but when you were reading it, when I read it, it was very like, then I froze, a narrowboat was coming, I realised there were shields, I almost was terrified, I crawled to the edge, the boat pulled up, they are quiet, I have never seen. It's very, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. Why do you think the writer's chosen to write it like that? And I think this could be a tricky question. Well, I think there's probably 2 answers. I think you could have one because it's a scary thing. So because he's scared and lots of things are happening, these people arrive, they start attacking the village, lots of things happens really fast, kind of listing what's happening. Okay. Then this happened, then this happened, then this was on fire. So I ran over here, and it kind of gives that sense of rush and lots of things happening at the same time. A bit like when you give a list that's more than 3, it shows how much there is. The other thing it could be is the fact because they're a young child. And if it's a young child, we don't know how old, maybe he's only 7 or 8. They're not going to start telling us what's happened with, fantastic language and vocabulary when he's telling us about being attacked by some Vikings. He's going to tell us what happened. Think about when you talk to your little brothers and sisters. And then this happened, and then this happened, and then I did this, and then this happened. So, I'm not going to write the answer down for that one, but that's an idea for you. It's either to show how frantic and scary it is, and there's lots of things happening, or it's because of actually how old the child is, and the writer's trying to make them sound like a small child. I'll be interested with number 4. Number 5, an ill omen can be found. It's about his wooden swallow, isn't it? Here it is. I remember my lucky swallow. Oh no, it's on the first bit. It's around here. Here it is. I reach for my wooden swallow. I need it now to bring me luck. It's not there. Must have forgotten it. I try not to think of this as an ill omen. Now, you might not know, so I'm just going to tell you. Omen is kind of it's almost like a sign, but it's normally a bad sign. So he's on about luck here. So clearly his wooden swallow brings him good luck, or it's meant to bring him good luck. So an omen is kind of a prediction. So if it's an ill omen, ill is normally bad if you are ill. So an ill omen is a bad sign. So omen simply means a sign. So an ill omen is a bad sign. Okay? I'm really looking forward to how you've answered these questions. Obviously, with Extend Deepen, I'm not going to write out each one for you. I want to see how you've done these. And like I say, number 4, there's probably a few different ways you can answer them. So, I look forward to your answers. If you found that really tricky, but you have listened to the video and followed along, hand it in and just leave me a message. I've listened and followed along to the video, Mr. Cooper. that's fine. Okay? But only if you're really, really stuck. That is not a get out clause. Okay? So, I look forward to seeing your answers, and very, very well done.